I found this old box. This is a fictional piece that I wrote. I was gonna try to submit some porn erotica nonsense. So I'll read you it's called Good Girl. Strip, he said, and I peeled off my white satin top. At 30, my big breasts were beautifully buoyant for him. My nipples were hard from frustration and hotel air conditioning. Take off your pants, he said. I quietly thumbed my fingers under the elastic, raised my ass, and slid my panties off past my toes. Sit up, he said. I sat naked on the white sheet of the bed in front of Brian as he positioned his midsection before my face. This is why you can tell I was not into erotica. And this is the Parkview Guest House in New Orleans. This is where I used to take women. I took my future ex-wife there. I took my future ex-fiance after her there. I took a future ex-girlfriend there. I highly recommend this place. It's amazing. If it's still good. It used to be the best place to go in town because it's like right next to Audubon Park, but it's also next to like the universities. This is a book of photos that I cannot show you. Wait, you know what? I'll see if there's anything in here I can show you. Nope, that's naked. No, that's naked. I'll get sued. Naked. Sued. Naked. It just says nipple painting. There's a mouth on a nipple. And there's a naked man. This is a drawing that my friend, artist John Russo drew for me. And I think he was just doodling. And I said, I want that. And he gave it to me. And I used to have it up. Or, no, I never put this up because it's too sacrilegious even for me. I haven't looked in this box since I put it away like 20 years ago. These are some awards I won as a journalist. This is a picture of me interviewing Al Gore. Look at all this beautiful hair. Look at that. There's Al Gore. And this is this girl, Elisa. And I love her to death. This is a picture of me. This picture appeared in the newspaper. Look. This is my dearly departed Josie. Josie was one of the longest relationships of my life. She lived to be 19 years old. I love Josie so much. I am the cat whisperer, and my two babies were Jasmine and Josie. Here's me in front of my house after I just bought the house I'm sitting in right now. That's my babies. Jasmine, that's Jasmine up there, and that's Josie. And they both lived, Jasmine lived to be 18, and Josie lived to be 19. That's the porch in my house right now. This was 20 years ago. I always let them on the porch. And they never jumped off. Everybody's too worried about letting their cats on the porch. They just, if they're indoor cats, they're not going to go anywhere. That's my mom. My mom was a really great mom when I was a little kid, even though she was batshit insane. And then she abandoned me when I was 8. And then she came back for a couple years, and then she took off again. If you're ever wondering why I'm in so much therapy, therapy! Whenever I talked about, all the problems that my mom caused to my dad, who also abandoned me, my dad would get really upset, and he'd be like, oh, you shouldn't talk about your mom that way. Says the dad who abandoned me when I was 4. Look at that, baby. Therapy. I took therapy to the Hard Rock Hotel so she could see all the rock stuff. My mom loved rock stuff. One of the reasons why my mom left me was so that she could go manage a shitty local rock band in Atlanta. And they sucked. And they were terrible. And she made me roadie for them once. And then she came back from the abandoning to make me roadie for the band that she left me to go manage and spend all of the family money, including any future college money, on that band. And so she didn't spend one penny on my college education. Not a penny. Because she declared bankruptcy. There's me in front of my house. She declared bankruptcy because she spent all the family money on this fucking rock band that sucked balls. Therapy. I'm not bitter. Josie. This is one of my favorite pictures of Josie. I've been looking for this for 20 years. Jasmine. Oh, look at my baby. Here I am at the beach. I was very happy at the beach, but I was pretending that I was cool. You should not pretend that you're cool in your photos because it's going to make it look like you're unhappy. I couldn't have been happier. Look how cute this photo is. Look at that photo. Isn't that amazing? This is like, I love the digital age. I love using my phone for a camera. But I will say, the one good thing about film is it takes these kind of crazy shots. Look at that shot. Another award. First place, Doug Elfman, the American Association of Sunday and Feature Editors. Excellence in feature writing. First place. I was first place in the country for feature writing and twice first place in the country for criticism. When I say that I was the best at what I do, I'm not kidding. Number one, baby. This is a picture of all of my friends. We went to Coachella. This is the Coachella trip where we saw Bjork or maybe Susie and the Banshees and that kind of stuff. I can't remember. This is an address book. Back in the days before phones and computer, when everybody had everything in their computer, you had to have a little address book. So this, I'm going to read a quick couple of names. Todd Laskanik. Todd is one of the best people I ever met. But a couple of years ago, I said, hey, Todd, do you want to do a phone call and catch up? Because I hadn't seen him in years. And he goes, no, I'm good. And I was like, okay. Robin, you're in here. If you're watching this video, you're in this old book. CD-ROM, baby. Checkbook. Nothing says 20th century like checkbook. A love poem. A love poem. You want to hear a love poem? No, this poem is too bad. It's too bad to read. I can't. Can I? This is like the worst poem I've ever heard, and I wrote it. I'll read you a snippet. I see your eyes, and they burn in my mind. This is how bad my poetry is. I could win first place in the country for criticism, and I couldn't write a poem to save my life. Back when I had the video game column called The Game Dork, and it ran across the country from Hawaii to the Hamptons, this was the brochure. And then this went to editors. And then the editors would decide whether they wanted to buy my nationally syndicated video game column. And that column made enough money to buy the house I'm sitting in. I've had like 800,000 girlfriends and lovers and all this. And this is one of them. And she was awful. They're like, why were you with her? Why are you with this terrible girlfriend? That's too bad. Oh, this is a different person. This is Christine Wetzel, and we never dated. It looks like she's lounged out and we're dating, but we're not. She just came over and we played video games, and I won. I've been going to therapy so long. I just found some notes from notes that I wrote to myself from therapy. So I'm going to read you these notes. You ready for this? Security is confidence. Kiss yourself. Even if the worst happens, it's okay. Negative emotions ruin your quality of life. Everything always works out. Live now. Trust, turn it on. Turn my trust on. It's okay to lose. Everything is replaceable. Ants. I know what that means, but I'm not going to tell you. This is how we used to do things with computers. This is how to play a mandolin because I'm capable of playing the mandolin. I was a scholarship violinist, as I will tell anybody. You know how there's those people that are like, I went to Harvard or I went to Yale. My thing is I'll be like, I was a scholarship violinist. And that's true. But the thing that's nice about it is it means that you can pretty much play any stringed instrument. Because once you know how to play a violin, you can play anything, including a mandolin I have in the other room. This is a calorie counter of stuff because I have an eating disorder. I have body dysmorphia. I don't have bulimia and I don't have anorexia. So I don't starve myself and I don't throw up. I've never done either of those two things. However, when I look in the mirror, I see a much larger person than it exists. That's body dysmorphia. So this is an old calorie counting card. Now I can keep calories on my phone like a civilized man. Here is another therapy thing. Are you ready for this? cat people should marry cat people. That's not from therapy. That's from this movie called, I forget, but it's a movie where uh, Michael Douglas is married to Kathleen Turner, War of the Roses, and then they kill each other. And at the very end, Danny DeVito says, "What have we learned from this story about divorce?" Well, first of all, cat people should marry cat people, and dog people should marry dog people. And I put it in my therapy notes because I thought that was one of the most profound things I'd ever heard, you know. But here's some more things from therapy. Ready? Be confident, generous, self-aware, smiley, uh, empathetic. Wow. These are like therapy notes from my current therapy, but this is from like 20 years ago. It's amazing. Gregarious, be faithful, be romantic, be naive, be sexual, be sensual, conscientious, crazy. I don't know why I want to be crazy. I'm not crazy. Spontaneous, sorry, thoughtful, beautiful, forgiving, apolitical, interested, interesting, entertaining, solidarity. This is a picture of my old friend Kristen. I'm going to take a picture of that and send it to her. Here's a postcard that I would send to editors to buy my video game column. Bigger, better, dorkier than ever. Doug Elfman, the Game Dork, LLC. This is my nephew Kyle. This is a reporter's notebook. You know, every newspaper person used to get these reporter notebooks. And then you put it in your back pocket, or I did. I put it in my back pocket, and then you're like writing, writing, writing. All the action that this hand has gotten. It's amazing I don't have arthritis. Jasmine and Josie. Jasmine and Josie. Jasmine. Jasmine! Jasmine! You're in Maui, you're just kind of like walking around the downtown area, or that's how it used to be. And they were filming like one of those movies that was out of there. But anyway, so we were walking into this store and they had a little pig on a little pillow. And I've forgotten about this pig for the last 22 years, 21 years, something like that. And I pulled out this blurry ass film photo and it's this pig. The pig lives. This is what Maui looked like. And there was a double rainbow, or maybe a single rainbow. And the very last shot is of me and this cat, Tanny. And is that? Yeah. And I'm eating a sandwich. It's probably a tuna fish or a peanut butter. Anyway, that's Tanny. That was Tiffany's cat. So that's the end of my box. What have I learned? I haven't learned anything. I've learned that I opened that whole box and I didn't cry. I learned that I saw pictures of my mom who you could also just call therapy, and all the animal photos really get to me, and all the pictures of my friends really get to me. And I'm glad I don't have to write that game column anymore, even though I loved it so much. And that's it. I love you very much. I hope you're having a spectacular day. Go 3-year-old photos.